Welcome. My name is Lauren Lewis and I'm with Power for Parkinson's. We are very excited to be able to share our young onset circuit training class with our friends at the Parkinson's Foundation. Before we get going, let me explain that this is a challenging class for people that have been diagnosed with early onset Parkinson's disease, people that have mild symptoms that can exercise standing for an hour, people that can get on and off the floor fairly comfortable. I do encourage you to have a chair nearby for balance and safety, or stand next to a wall, so again, for balance and safety. For today's class, you're going to need some light weights for some of the exercises. You can also use water bottles if you don't have weights, or cans. Make sure that they're the same size. And you're also going to need a ball for our second part of the class. So if you have something that you can bounce, it doesn't matter what size ball, just something that you can bounce. All right, I think we've covered it all, so let's get started. I'm going to put on some music, and we're going to do our warm-up, about 3-minute warm-up. If my warm-up does not work for you, I encourage you to just do whatever works for you. Run around the room just gently, go up and down your staircase. Do something for about 3 minutes to increase your heart rate gently and slowly. I'm going to add my music and invite you to join me. We're just going to start by marching right, left. Add your arms to inhale, arms overhead, and exhale. 2 more times, arms overhead, and exhale. Last time, arms overhead, march. Good, now just stay here and march with me. We want to raise the heart rate slowly. We want to increase the circulation and blood supply throughout the body, warming up our joints, staying safe, including increasing synovial fluid so that we don't hurt our joints. All right, so while we're warming up, let me explain. We're going to be doing 5 exercises, a circuit of 5 exercises, each for 50 seconds. Each exercise, I'm going to widen those legs a little wider. Each exercise is intended to address large muscle groups. Bring those legs back in. Good, okay, stay with me. And address common symptoms of Parkinson's disease. Each one, and as we go through each one, I will explain a little further. Let's just warm up a little faster now. Swing those arms a little higher. Good, let's do 8 more. Ready? 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now we're going to take those heels and push forward. Push forward with the heels. Take those arms and push back. Now we're warming up the upper body and the lower body, warming up the biceps, triceps, shoulders. Nice and safely. Bring the heel in front. We're also warming up ankle flexion and legs. 8 more. 7, 6, 5. Keep going. 4, 3, 2. Now give me doubles. 2 each side. 2 right. 2 left. Keep going. 2 right. 2 left. Now let's bring it to 4. 4, 3, 2, and switch. 4, 3. Let's take it to 8. Switch sides for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, switch legs last time. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's take it to a knee lift. Knees up. Try to lift that knee hip height. Bring the arms underneath the knee to help you lift those knees nice and high. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Now let's get the heart rate up a little higher by adding larger arms. Good, now bring it to doubles. Ready? 2 right, 2 left. Let's take it to 4, 4. Switch sides and go for 4. How about 8, 8, 7, 6, 5. Come on, 4, 3. Use those arms and legs. Switch sides last time. 8. Good, keep going. 4. Go back to singles. Single knee. Under. Good. Let's use that outer thigh and go out to the side. Lead with your heel. We're also warming up those obliques. We're going to be using a lot of those today. Good. Now let's go to doubles. 2 right. 2 left. Take it to 4. 4. Use those arms. Take it to 4. 8 counts each side. Whoops. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, switch sides, 8, 6, 4, 3, 2, and march it out, right, left. All right, bring those arms overhead, and bring them back down. Bring them up overhead. We're trying to bring that heart rate down now that we got it up, nice and slowly. You never want to just stop. You want to slowly bring that heart rate down, and march it out. Good, all right, my heart rate's starting to feel like a little more comfortable. I'm coming down. All right, so get yourself ready. Make sure you have water nearby. I'm going to give you your 5 exercises. The first exercise is an inchworm. We're going to get down into a plank position. You're going to do kind of a walking forward and back like an inchworm. Then we're going to add push-ups because who doesn't want to add push-ups to that? And then we're going to add a side tap. So there's actually 3 exercises. It's a pattern. So we're using our cognitive, we're using our memory here. So we'll start off down here in a plank position. Full body is in one long line. Your hands are directly underneath your shoulders. Here's the inchworm part. You're going to walk your hands to your toes, walk them back. Try to keep those legs nice and still, straight. And from here we do our push-up, and then we add the legs. One side leg, other side leg, and then we take it from the top. Inchworm, to the toes, down, push-up, side tap. Try to get those side taps as high as you can toward your shoulders. Now, if on the floor is not comfortable for you, or for whatever reason that's not where you belong, you can get as much out of this exercise, same benefits, by using the chair. Same thing, we're going to start off in that plank position. Nothing changes, but instead of walking toward your feet, you're going to work forward on that chair, walking back. You're going to still feel all those core exercise muscles and your shoulders, and then we do our push-up from the chair, and then our side taps. Once again, there is one other modification or level for you if you want. You can do this against the wall. Everything is the same. You walk your arms down. This time you are walking down. You walk your arms back up to a push-up and then side taps. I'm going to put on my timer. We're going to do this for 50 seconds together. Find where you belong, chair, floor, or wall. Put our music back on just to make it a little more fun. All right, let's see. Timer, 50 seconds. Up. And here we go, in that plank position. Walk it up. Okay, so while you're doing this, you're going to feel your core. This is an abdominal exercise. Now we're using large muscles in the shoulders and chest. And here are our abductors, our glutes. So this really is a full body exercise. We're working shoulders and chest. Lots of power here. And those legs out to the side. You're going to feel this everywhere. I love to start with a full body exercise for this class because it gets everything really, really going. Now, if you can't touch your toes, that's fine. That's not cheating. Stay at your level. Don't worry what I'm doing. Don't worry about how fast or how slow I'm going. Go at your level. And there's our timer. I don't know if you can hear that. I can. I want to make sure I can. Okay. So that's our first exercise. Our next exercise is going to be a front, back lunge. Now we're working the large muscles of the legs. I'm going to ask you if you'd like to grab your weights, you can grab your weights for this one. Here's this exercise. You're going to do 2 front lunges, starting alternating legs. So we'll start with that right leg. Come down. You want to make sure that you have a 90-degree angle in both legs for that front. Your head and chest are up here, not down here. And you come back. Then you switch. Nice long front lunge. And now we're going to go backwards. Back lunge. The positioning is the exact same. 90 degrees in both. Head and chest are tall. Okay, front, back. Now let's add the upper body. Again, trying to make it a more full body exercise. Let's use the opposite arm curl. So we're going to do a left arm, right leg, and then reverse it, opposite curl, and then when we go back, let's do a fly, working our shoulders. So you have to remember, We're trying to concentrate on which arm and leg go together. And then go back. Body stays tall. 50 seconds on the clock. Okay, here we go. So again, as I said, we're trying to use as many large muscles as possible. But we also want to use that brain as much as possible. So I threw in different arms for different parts of the exercise. I'd like you to try to think about really coming forward, keeping your head and chest tall, being good to your knees, being good to your legs, being good to your body. Nice big long steps. How are we doing? 50 seconds can feel pretty long sometimes. Control it, stay controlled. Remember, this is not cardio. This is strength. And there's our 50 seconds. The next exercise we're going to do is a reclining jackknife. This is really for core. I'm going to ask you to come on, hit the floor again. Reclining, meaning that we're on our elbows. We're not totally flat, but you're reclining back. There are some options to this too. A jackknife is an alternating toe touch. You can start down here on the floor, get a feel for it, reaching toward the opposite leg, making sure your body is tall and controlled. Lift yourself all the way up if you'd like to, or stay down here and bring that leg to you. A little harder, a little more fun is to take those legs off the floor and continue lifting one leg at a time. Pulling from here, flat tummy. Give that a shot, see which one works best for you. You can also alternate, there's 50 seconds. You can do 4 off the floor, 4 on the floor. Have some fun with it. See where you belong. See if you can challenge yourself on this one. Pull your belly tight, head up, chest up, here we go. And I'm working toward the opposite leg. Trying to reach, trying to keep those legs nice and still without bending. Try to keep them nice and long. Try to get as much out of this as you can, really tightening and working those abs. Now we're not just working the front of the abs, we're working also those oblique muscles. So it's a nice complete core exercise. Also getting those arms moving, shoulders to chest, tight, lifted. Stay with it. Again, here's that 50 seconds. It can add up, huh? Really feel like a longer time. Pull tight with your belly as if somebody is ready to punch you. You need to embrace or trigger, hold on to that belly. Come over to your side if you can. Take your one leg, your more dominant leg in front of you. Put your hands to your head above your chest. Lift yourself up. It's one of the safer ways of getting off the floor. And the sooner you become more familiar with that way of getting up, becomes more habit, the safer you'll be later when getting on and off the floor. Becomes difficult for all people as we age. All right, the next exercise is, again, another lower body exercise. I'm going to add my arms now. This is a squat. This is for glutes. A squat is a seated, invisible chair position. So you're here with your back slightly arched, not round. You're sitting way behind you. I like to keep my arms slightly in front. That allows me to go a little further back. So you're going to start in a squat position. Now we're going to lift into a knee, standing tall, come back to a squat, lift to a knee. Now the upper body, if you can, I'm going to ask you to add an upper body press, a shoulder press, alternating shoulder press in between each. All right, and again, think about trying to use opposites. Here we go, 50 seconds. Down. Now I like to do these very controlled, slow and controlled so that I can really get nice and low on these. So I'm really getting into those glutes. And then slowing it down on the top so I can really work on my balance and my overhead press. Making it a lot more beneficial, getting a lot more out of it than just coming up and down. all the way back. Be good to your body. Make sure those knees don't fall forward. All right, there's our time. The last exercise is strictly cardio. I'm going to ask you to jog in place. High knee jog. Try to get those knees nice and high. The modification for that is a march, a high march. So you don't have to jump if jumping is not appropriate for you. But you can add a weight, which is what I'm going to do. And add a weight, because I'm not going to jump. I can add a weight here, either if you are running or not running, if you're jogging. Add that weight. That will increase the heart rate, because this is a cardio exercise. The next one is strictly for getting our heart rate up. Grab your weight if you have one. 50 seconds. Here we go. Now this one, even though it's only 50 seconds, can get a little boring. So you can make it a little more fun by going to one side, and then maybe the other side, or turn, or come down a little lower. That'll get that heart rate up. Try to keep the elbows close. Try to bring those arms overhead to increase that heart rate. Anytime your arms go overhead, your heart rate automatically goes up. So even if you're not holding your weight, but you keep your arms overhead, maybe just do scissors or something, your heart rate's going to go up and get a lot more out of this cardio exercise. Whew. I'm feeling it. I hope you are. All right, there's our 50 seconds. Please grab some water. Please walk it off. Get your heart rate down nice and safely. We're going to do all 5 of those exercises again. 50 seconds, everything's the same. Try to follow all the same form. This time, I want you to focus, in addition to the form of doing the exercise properly, I want you to think about how this benefits your Parkinson's symptoms. The first one is an inchworm. We're focusing really on range of motion. This is something some people experience. Their whole range of motion does not go to a full extent. So this feels like you're going all the way up, when in fact, you want to go as far as this. Same thing, this feels like you're going forward, but you can see your arms are not fully extended. So we want to work on that. The other thing we're working on is full extension of both legs. So we're working full extension of the body. Think about that in addition to the form. Here we go, hit the floor. 50 seconds on the clock, find where you belong. Inchworm. Look down to make sure your knees are straight. Range of motion. Remember, a push-up is called a push-up because that's the important part. It's the pushing up. It's not the coming down. The lower you go, very often, put some strain on your rotator cuff. You don't need to do that. So stay at your level. Try to keep those legs straight for range of motion. Down and push up. Abs are tight. Get those legs working. Keep everything straight. Range of motion. Here's our time. Coming all the way up. If you are on the floor, you can take that knee in front of you. Help yourself up. Keep your head above your chest on your way up. The next exercise we did is the front, back lunge. This is for gait. Again, not every symptom, everybody experiences every symptom, but everybody can benefit from doing them whether you're experiencing it or not, because you want to retrain or reformulate those neurological emotions. You want to get a nice long, strong stride, nice, strong, long stride, making sure that your legs are long and wide. So we get away from taking small, shuffling steps, retraining the brain to take large motions. And then we're using opposites because, again, this is something that's very common. Some people lose this. Using opposites when you're walking helps with balance. So we want to make sure that we're reinforcing all these motions and movements. Here we go. 50 seconds. Opposite, big long stride. By taking long strides, I'm also working those muscles harder. So I'm not just working on my Parkinson's, I'm also working on those muscles just to make me stronger. Whether you're experiencing any of the symptoms that we're talking about today, it doesn't matter. Retraining the brain, reinforcing these motions, strengthens the brain, the neural pathways, strengthens your neuroplasticity. Here's that buzzword that you hear so much about with Parkinson's. Strengthens all those sensors, keeps you strong, hopefully delays some of these symptoms, or at least improves them. And there's our 50 seconds. Great job. Good. The next exercise, we're going to hit the ground. Reclining jackknives. Hitting the floor. Now, this time we're working on crossing the brain, crossing the midline by going from one side to the other side. Whenever you cross that invisible midline, your brain is working more fully. So because Parkinson's is a neurological disease, we want to use that brain as fully as we can. And obviously, again, range of motion, trying to get those legs nice and high. And timer's on, 50 seconds, come on down. And going toward these opposites again. Working toward the opposite limb. Reinforcing that motion. Now, if this is really easy for you, you can lift those legs off the floor and make it much more challenging. I'm going to bring them back down because this is good for me. And you can make this a little more cardio by going faster, or you can make it much more muscular by going slow or going higher. So stay at your level. Push yourself to where you're comfortable. Think about using those large muscles properly. Think about exaggerating those movements from your Parkinson's. Coming up off the floor, one leg here, hands here. Come on up, we're going to those squats. The squats are once again for gait. Reminding the body to lift those legs high so that we're not shuffling or taking small steps, exaggerating and reminding the brain. And we're using those opposites once again, always retraining and reinforcing those movements. All right, here we go. Nice and low. Down and a big lift. Down and a big lift. You'll get a bigger lift if you go down further. You'll also get that heart rate up a little more, yeah? Because you're using those muscles, large, more muscles. Woo! And in an exaggerated fashion. Stay with it. Reach really up, straight over your head. Work those shoulders. And there's our 50 seconds last time. Last exercise is the jog. Grab your weights if you want. I'm going to just put our timer on for 50 seconds. Go right into that jog. Right here we're working on forced exercise. Forced energy, so we're just moving. I want you to force yourself to move faster than what is comfortable or normal. So this is normal for me. This is my normal march. I'm going to bring it here. I want to get that heart rate up. I want to force myself to work harder, faster than what is normal. Retraining, reminding the brain to go faster. Slowing down is another very common symptom. We know science has showed us that by forcing the body to go faster, you can actually retrain the body to go back to moving quicker in real life, in functional life. So stay with it. It's only 50 seconds. Walk it off, grab some water. We're going to do one more round. One more round. This time our focus is on everything we've just done. We're working on making sure that your form is good, making sure that you're exaggerating the motions to address the Parkinson's symptom. But now it gets even more fun. We're going to add a brain challenge. So for the first one, it's just a little brain to stimulate the brain. Multitask. So the first one we're going to do is the inchworms with the push-up, with the legs, making sure that your body is long and strong. But this time, every time you do a push-up, I want you to come up with an insect. It's an inchworm, so come up with insects. If that's too easy for you, really want to challenge yourself, just keep going. Don't do it just when you push up. Just think of as many as you can. Okay, first exercise, inchworm, push up, legs. Here we go, hit the ground. And here we go, push up, inchworm. I'm not gonna help you on this one, you're on your own. Go at your pace, go what feels right for you. Remember, it's an inchworm to your toes, straight body, down to a push up, and then an abduction, right, left. There's our timer. On my knees, one leg in front. Get ready for your front back lunges. Again, everything stays the same. This time, every time you go forward, you're gonna say a girl's name. Every time you go back, a boy's name. Are you ready? Here we go. Nothing changes. Nice big motions, opposites. Girl's name here, boy's name here. Keep going. Big long motions, opposite arms. Arms out to the side for those flags. Try not to bring the arms up higher than shoulder height. Be good with those shoulders. Be good to your rotator cuff. Head up, chest up. Keep thinking. Multitasking. Great exercise for balance. The more you think about, the better your balance is, because you have to make sure that your body, your brain is aware of what you're doing at all times. Good. All right, we're hitting the ground for reclining jackknives. The mental challenge, the brain challenge is counting, starting at 100. Subtracting by 3. Start at 100, 97, and keep going all the way down. Here we go. Hit the ground. Reclining. 100, minus 3, minus 3, minus 3. Pull your belly tight. Brace your belly. Reach toward that other ankle. Twist your body a little. Get a little more out of this. Working on rigidity. Twist a little. Be a little more fluid in that motion. Notice sometimes I go low, sometimes I go high. Trying to change it up a little, challenge myself a little without having to take that whole minute. That's too challenging for me. So I do a few of them that are harder, and then I bring it down, and I'm done. Come on up, off the floor. We're gonna do those squats with the knee lift. Grab your weights. You're gonna use the weight. This time, every time you come up, you're gonna spell the word Parkinson's, P-A-R-K-I-S-N, Parkinson's. When you finish spelling it forward, spell it backwards. If spelling it forward is too easy, by just coming up, spell it every time you make a move. So P-A-R. Your choice, spell it forwards or backwards, and backwards rather. Try to use that whole minute up, spelling Parkinson's. Here we go. Deep squat and an opposite arm. I'm turning, make sure that you're sitting back. You're sitting back. Don't let those knees fall forward. Be good to your body. Lift nice and high. Remind the brain to lift. body to go faster than it wants to, than you're used to, forcing it. And if going the whole minute is too much for you, bring it down, then bring it up, then bring it down, then bring it up. They're both beneficial. They both have benefits for you in a lot of different ways, in cardio, in strengthening the heart muscle, in using calories. So it's all good. You can't go wrong on this one. Try to go as fast as you can. We're almost done. Force it. Faster. Just faster than you're used to is all I'm looking for. Time, walk it off, please. Get that heart rate down nice and gently. Get ready for our last exercise. Not part of the circuit, something slightly different. Get that heart rate down, please get some water. The next thing we're gonna do is you're gonna need your ball for the next exercise. I'm gonna put my timer on for 10 seconds and we'll get going in just a second. Want to get that heart rate down. So the best way I know to get my heart rate down, because it's really high right now, you can hear by the way I'm talking, is by taking one deep inhale and 4 slow exhales. Once again. And I already feel my heart rate has come down. So, all right, good. So we're gonna hold on to that ball. We're still working, actually the next exercise are speed drills. I'd like to really work a little more on that forced exertion, force. So I'm gonna ask you to take the ball in your dominant hand, right or left, your dominant hand, and just bounce it. Now we're gonna bounce, a real bounce, a dribble, hip height, at least hip height. Most people find when they start doing this, they end up way down here. I'm gonna ask you to try not to do that, to take it right here. So I'm gonna put 10 seconds on the clock and give you a baseline. Don't try to go real fast. Don't try to go real slow. Find out what your baseline is so we have something to work off of. So 10 seconds on my clock. Here we go. All right, that's 10 seconds. I was able to get 19 bounces. Hopefully I got most of them nice and high. This ball is not as pumped up as it should be, so I was also using my arm, which is great because I'm getting a little more benefit out of it. We're gonna do it 2 more times on this side. Now that you have your baseline, if you didn't get a baseline, use the next time to get a baseline so that your last round, you can try to go faster, okay? 10 seconds on the clock. Go. All right, I got 22 this time, so I did go faster. One more time, just for fun. Again, we're trying to force the body to go faster. See if you can up it one more time. Time's on, go. All right, I did not beat my other record, my other side, but that's okay. Working toward it. There is no failure in this exercise. Everybody wins. There's no way of doing it wrong. Just dribble and try to go faster. Now, the fun part, now we're working on our non-dominant hand. For some people, this is really, really hard. I am not a lefty. I am not left-oriented. This is very difficult for me, so I'm going to get my baseline and work from there. I'm going to put my clock on. I'm also working my brain. Go. All right, first round. And again, because you're using your non-dominant side, you're forcing your brain, you're stimulating your brain even more so, or in another way, I should say. All right, so we did that once. That's our baseline. Here we go. Try to beat that baseline. Go, 10 seconds. Now, whoop, no, stop. My timer didn't go. Ready? Now. All right, I beat it. I hope you did too. Take a moment, Roll out those shoulders, get ready, last round. Here we go. Ball in hand, timer, go! Beat it! All right. So this is a great exercise you can do in your home anytime, just thinking about it. One of the exercises, you see a lot of studies are done on treadmills, putting people on treadmills and making them go faster, or on bicycles, making them go faster. If you don't have a treadmill, you don't have a bicycle, you can probably get a ball for about $1.50 and still train the brain to move faster. And you can check up on yourself by timing it, making sure that you are in fact going faster. So let's cool down and stretch out all those muscles that we used today. So we're going to start off with the front of the leg, your quadriceps. I like to use a chair for this so that I'm safe and I don't have to worry about my balance. You can do this against the wall with a chair or without. Grab hold of your toe or your ankle. Try to keep that knee facing the floor. Keep your head and chest up. Watch out for this. You don't want to bend at the hip. You want to open the hip so we're stretching all those muscles. And while we're stretching those muscles, let's use some vocal power, vocal exercises to increase our vocal power. So let's just say ooh together. Ooh. Great. Switching sides, I'm going to move this chair over so again, I can do this more safely. You're going to grab hold of that toe or the ankle, pushing behind you, making sure you're holding on. Do whatever you can. Try to lengthen those muscles. If this exercise does not work for you, you can put that leg on the ground, bend here and lean forward, and you're going to feel a nice stretch in the same place we're working. So again, let's continue with ooh, also exercising our vocal cords together. Ooh. Great job. All right, let's continue stretching out our legs. I'm going to take that right leg and bring it in front. Sitting back in that invisible chair. Chest and head are up. I prefer doing this in a standing position and an upright position versus coming down because I want to be careful of my back. So I'm going to encourage you to try it this way for a change. Try to keep the opposite hip back instead of coming forward with it, and just lean gently into it. And this time, let's say ah. Ah. Great job. Switch sides. I'm actually running out of breath holding that note for so long. Make sure your toe is up. If you're feeling a strain in your shin, you can drop that toe, that's fine. Keep those hips even. One hip is not going further than the other hip. You're leaning forward toward me and we say, ah. Great job. All right, let's stretch that upper body. I'm going to ask you to drop your chin to your chest, not your whole body, just your chin. Bring those arms in front, stretching out your upper shoulders, your upper back. And this time we're going to say, ooh, we're going to bring the lips in together. We're also working on facial expressions. So together we say, ooh. Good. And we'll finish up with this last exercise. Palms are up, stretching out our biceps, our chest, our shoulders, our abdominals, lengthening all those muscles with a gentle arch, not an exaggerated one. And this time, let's open the mouth real, real wide and say la. Ready? La. Good job. Take those arms, slowly reach them overhead into a full body stretch. Lengthen those arms as high as you can. Feel every muscle in your upper body lengthening and stretching, exaggerating all those muscles and lengthening. Take yourself all the way up to the top of your toes. Find your balance, stretching out your quadriceps and your glutes, lifting, lengthening, reaching as high as you can. Nice job. Come on down to your heels. Take those arms, slowly drop them to your side. We are done. A big yay for you. Ready? Yay! Great job. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I hope you had fun. I hope you got a full body workout. I know I did. And I look forward to seeing you again. Stay safe.